Welcome back, everybody. I'm trying to give you guys the best information that I have in my toolbox to equip you guys as much as I can so you go out in the trucking industry or any industry, be doing well in those industries. So we'll give y'all some topics, 5 different things that you can do to make money in trucking without having to own a trucking company, drive, or dispatch or broker. So number 1 will be truck parking. The reason I say truck parking, and a lot of people are like, when truck parking? Yeah. It's very, very lucrative, right? So to give you guys some perspective on the truck parking, I'm going to tell you some scenarios. About 30 to 40 trucking trailers can be in 1 acre of land. So if you have anywhere from about 7 to 8 acres, it's about a good sized parking lot. Anything over that is a pretty big parking lot. So 7 to 8 acres, you do the math on that. You're charging right now, the going rate on truck parking is about $250 to around $400, depending on the area you in, per month, per truck. If you have 30, let's do the math on it real quick. So you got 35 spots, you got 8 acres, so 35 times 8, that's 280 spots, times, let's do in the middle, 300 per spot. So 300 times 280, you're making $84,000 a month. Ridiculous. So yeah, definitely get into, if you, yeah. But yeah, man, so truck parking, I would say, is definitely number 1 on my list for things to do because it's just super lucrative. What are you really doing when you're doing truck parking? You're making sure you have security guards there to patrol the lot. It's pretty much a super passive income job. People are coming to park their trucks, get in their current vehicle and leave, or either they're doing vice versa, coming to drop their vehicle off and get into their truck and leave. So you're not having too much upkeep, trying to worry about who's at the yard or whatever. They're coming in, they're leaving, that's their job. They come in, they get their work done, they get out of there. So it's easy for upkeep, maintenance, etc. Also with the truck parking shortage, those are big grants, so you guys will be able to get funding for these things. So definitely be on the lookout to find out more information on truck parking in itself because it's definitely super lucrative. The trucking industry is never gonna stop growing and truckers are always gonna need somewhere to park. And right now, that is a major shortage of truck parking and it's super dangerous. So definitely, look into doing that because it's gonna be super lucrative if you be able to locate your lot, 8 acres or so, to be able to develop it. Like I said, it's $84,000 a month on 1 spot. You can have multiple truck spots if you wanted it. Number 2 on the list, we have truck washing. Not truck parking, truck washing. I know y'all think, damn, these ideas are just random as hell. They are random as hell and they make a lot of money. I got people who own truck parking, I got people who own truck washing. So anytime I tell y'all anything that I'm doing or know about, it's something I either went through or I know somebody who's going through it. So you have truck washing, right? Everybody that owns a truck company, I would advise to get your truck washed at least 2 to 3 times a month to keep your company looking good on the road, right? You got drivers that deliver stuff for these companies. And when you go into these different shippers and things like that, you may not think it means anything, but it does mean something when your truck comes in there and it's dirty and your driver's not cleaned up and stuff like that. So those shippers look at those carriers to have some type of standard of all of their drivers, of all of their trucks. 2 to 3 truck washes a month per truck. That's what I would prefer. Obviously, everybody has their own niche or whatever they want to do, but 2 or 3 per month, you should be fine. So you have 2 or 3 truck washes per month. They're tossing about $200 to about $300 per truck wash, depending on how in depth you get into that truck wash. Inside, outside, interior only, undercarriage, all of those things make a difference. So $200 or $300 per truck wash. You're getting that 2 or 3 times a month per truck. So say if you get, just say if you get a fleet, and this is a real thing. I got a guy who owns a truck washing company and he has a contract with MHC Kenworth. So he got a truck washing contract with MHC. So anytime they get new trade-in trucks or anytime they get trucks that they need to get washed because they've been on their yard for too long and they haven't gotten sold, they send them over to him. So he gets on average at least, I would say at least 1,000 trucks a month. At least 1,000 trucks. You got a whole team and you get at least 1,000 trucks a month. This is the bigger level. This obviously you can start smaller, but you do 1,000 trucks a month times that, let's say 250, because it's either $200 or $300 per truck wash. Let's put that in the middle. So that's $250 per truck wash. That's $250,000 a month off truck washing. Like, this money is out here. You don't have to own a truck. You don't have to drive a truck. You don't got a dispatcher. You ain't got a broker. And this is almost essentially the same as passively as the first one with truck parking. You get your team set up. You find some guys, and we all got uncles, cousins, whoever who ain't got no job that can. It ain't nothing to wash a truck. You can do a video, take a course, and learn how to wash a truck. And Now you have an established team set aside, and you can be remote and making sure these guys are doing what they're supposed to be doing, hire you a manager, and now you have a passive income where you're making $250,000 a month. Ridiculous. Like, it's just ridiculous. And these are all things inside of the trucking industry that you can do and not have to own a truck or do any of those things and have to worry about the risk, because you're always gonna need a truck wash. Like I said, anybody who owns a truck company is just like recommended that you get 2 to 3 truck washes per truck a month. So the 1,000 trucks per month that he gets is normal. Some of those trucks are coming in multiple times a month. It's just crazy. I can't even, it's crazy. We're going to the next thing. Number 3 would be truck maintenance. The reason I say truck maintenance, anybody that's in the industry, you know them trucks go down. You know it. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's gonna go down. It's not if it's gonna happen, it's when it's gonna happen. So you just hope you be closer to in town than out of town when it does. But I would say truck maintenance, definitely something to look into. If you're in the trucking industry or want to get into the trucking industry, or just looking to invest into something that's more secure, it's dependent upon your prices, your hours. It gives you a lot of leeway to kind of do what you want to do, and it lets you be as passive as you want to be as well. You can have a super fast going truck maintenance shop to where they get trucks in and out, or you can have a slower truck maintenance shop where you got, you know, your loyal clients that you got a set 25 trucks that, hey, you make sure all of these trucks are good and these are your set clients. It can be either way you want it to go. Any major jobs is going to be over at least $25,000 to $3,000, and that's probably just for the parts, and more than likely, right? You got jobs that cost $10,000, $15,000, and their labor costs and those different costs, those are the things that you come up with as a company owner. It's always going to be somebody that's going to need their truck fixed, maintenance, or just maintained. You're going to have your trucks going in the shop every month or two. You're going to have your truck, you know, getting looked at. Every so miles, you want to have that truck getting looked at, regardless if it's routine maintenance or real maintenance that just happened to have something go break down or something like that. So you're always going to want to have that truck going in and out. So that makes it to where this maintenance shop is always going to have business. It's always going to have some type of money going through if you're doing your job well. So number 4 is trucking school, CDL school, however you want to call it. Super lucrative. I'm just going to break it down to you just like that. Super lucrative. Anything I'm telling you in these 5 things right now, super lucrative, super. So trucking school, let me give you guys some perspective on this. I know there's a lot of you guys like, damn, trucking school? How do you even get into that? There's many different ways you can get into it. You gotta do your research on that. I'm not here to give you that research ability. I'm just here to give you that light in your brain so you can go do your own research, right? Boom. Let me tell you about this perspective on this trucking school. So you have trucking school, they last anywhere from, this depends on how fast you guys teach at the school. I think the school I went to is like 2 or 3 months. It's like a 2 or 3 month deal or whatever. Some are sooner, some are longer. It just depends on the school you're going to. But the price range, this is what I want to get into, right? That varies widely, depending on what school you're going to, what type of criteria they have, jobs after you graduate, etc. All of that stuff depends on the school you go to. So they go from anywhere. I've never seen a truck school under $2,000, and now you guys may call me on my bluff, I don't know, but I've never seen a school under $2,000. So I'm seeing anywhere from $2,000 all the way up to about $10,000 for a trucking school, just one person. This is per person, $2,000 to $10,000. I know that's a very wide margin, but just let you know how much money that it is to be made. Now, if it's at an up notch of $10,000, you doing excellent, you're able to charge $10,000, your track record is crazy, you're getting guys through there. Just throw a random number in there, I like to see the big numbers. 250? Just say you get 250 kids through there a month. That's super crazy. I'm saying you would have to be a big trucking school to get 250 kids per month through there. You do the math. 250 kids, they're doing about $10,000 per kid. We're doing the high end because I want to see some big numbers. That's $250,000 per month. Well, no. That's 2.5 million. What is, damn, that's 2.5, huh? I know I ain't tripping. That's 2.5 million a month. Now, this is just astronomical numbers. I'm not saying that this is just how it goes, but I just explained how that could work. Gave you that in your head. It's in your head now. You can't take it out. You can go ahead and do your research, look it up. It's in your head now. So go ahead and look it up. So I gave you that bulb in your head. Now you can go do the research and just try to see what you can do. You gotta do 250. You get you 15 kids. You charge them $5,000 per month. You just make sure you keep them going through. Get your track record up. And now you're doing well. I'm telling you, man, y'all better get out here and get this money. Number 5 will be tow trucks. And I know a lot of people like, damn, tow trucks may or may not be it. They it. They definitely is. Think about all the times you've broken down, either in town, out of town, don't even matter. Think about all those different times. I'm gonna give you a second to think about that. Think about if you own that trucking company. You own that tow truck company. And what position you would be in at this spot. Because you know it cost you an arm and a leg to get it there. You know it took you 2-3 hours to get it there. And next, it's very profitable. So you knowing that the time is gonna take you forever to get someone out there. So that lets you know that you will be able to be in high demand because there's always gonna be some work to be done. Truckers breaking down all the time, people having truck wrecks, etc. You even have police officers. You get calls directly from the police that didn't even come from someone looking up your tow truck from Google or anything like that. It is called the nearest tow trucks to the accident. So you get calls from there. So it's a super high demand industry in towing. And then also you gotta think about the cost. You literally get to make your own cost stuff. I've literally seen different prices for every single state, literally different prices for every type of truck, trailer, and that gives you that power to be able to make your own prices, to be able to charge whatever you want to charge in mileage, labor, whatever you want. So when you get opportunities to run a company where you can set prices and it's not really a set industry price per se, on these type of deals, you set your own price, it lets you be able to make a lot of different margins of money, right? A lot of different margins of money because you have so much leeway to do that. And I want to give you guys an example. I'm trying to think of the best one because I've been in many different tow truck incidents where I've spent the arm and a leg, but I'm gonna give you an incident. I think I've maybe been in Washington. It was somewhere up there. And we had a truck breakdown and it had a truck and a trailer and it was loaded. And now anybody y'all know that 3 recipe right there, y'all in the truck industry, y'all know that's a recipe for disaster. Your truck broken down, they got the trailer with it, and it's loaded, disaster. So the tow, we end up finding the tow 2 hours later. You know how that go. Find the tow 2 hours later. End up getting the tow out there. The tow guy gets out there. What they quoted us was wrong, because once they got out there, they always got something extra they want to put on there. So they get out there, he tells me, oh man, we can't even tow the truck and the trailer together. We gotta tow them separately. So now you got 2 separate tow bills. And then even in order for them to get the truck and the trailer separated, they had to do something very special for that because obviously the truck is broken down, so you can't move it to get it separated from the trailer. So they had to do something separate for that, and that was a separate charge within itself. So now I got 3 separate charges within themselves that I only had 1 when I called them, right? So that just lets you know that margin is big. It's big. You can do whatever you want to. It's big. You got this, I can't do this. I gotta charge you for that because I don't do that. I don't do that on the normal. All right. Oh, you got a trailer that's loaded. It's too heavy. I gotta charge you extra because it's too heavy. Like, it's so much margin, and all of that is based on what you think is right, what your company ethics is, and what your company principles is. That's literally it. There's no set standards or none of that. Either you're gonna take the tow or you're not. That's period. You call somebody else if you don't like our prices. So we have about 3 different bills at this point now, right? So having those charges, I think we spent about anywhere from $7,500 to $10,000. We only went 20 miles. 20 miles. So it gets very lucrative. And what are you gonna do? Say no? I ain't gonna pay it? You're gonna wait 2 hours to get it towed again? What if you got a reefer trailer and you gotta get something dropped off and your reefer acting up too, and you gotta get it to where you need to get it because if the reefer turned off, then you're not only spending $10,000, now you got a $100,000 bill because whatever was in that trailer, it was worth $100,000 and it just spoiled. So this is the shit that hit you quick. You ain't got time to be like, oh, well, I'm not gonna do that, or oh, I'm not gonna pay. You gonna pay it. You gonna pay it. And imagine being that owner of that towing company. Granted, that's why I say it goes off your principles and morals, because obviously I wouldn't want to charge nobody 10 bands to go and do that, but it just lets you know how profitable that company can be as far as truck towing, because you really set your own prices and do what you need to do. Definitely a big number 5 for us truck towing. And I'm gonna leave y'all with a flyer. It didn't make the top 5, which is, this what we just kind of went through. And I've never seen this done, just kind of randomly in my head. I just thought of it. Truck rescuing. You do have truck rescuers, but it's not as common. How common is it that your truck break down and you need somebody to rescue your load for you? That shit is common. But it's not as common for you to call somebody, hey, I'm in New Orleans, or hey, I'm in North Carolina, or hey, I'm in Texas. I need this load to get delivered 50 miles or 100 miles from where I'm at because I just got broken down. I needed it to deliver by tomorrow, or I'm gonna get a late fee or a fine or whatever. And you can call somebody, they can go deliver that load for you, right? I don't know what the numbers would be on that, or how much you would charge on that or whatever the case may be, but you just take this perspective, right? I just thought about that. I wanted to give you guys a flyer on that. If you think that's definitely something that you wanted to look into, you definitely should, because I think I'm gonna look into it. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, that's the 5 things I have for you guys, man. I hope you guys took that information. I hope it clicked a light for you in your head and you go and start studying up on some of those things. Definitely start some generational wealth companies for you guys, you know, within those 5 things I just listed. So definitely take heed to that information. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys watched it all the way through. You know, hope you guys become a millionaire off some of that information, man. I mean, it's definitely doable. The industry is there for it, and you guys definitely can take advantage of it. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, do your thing. I see y'all next time. Gang. I ain't gotta take out the game. I feel like a rapper.